Okay, welcome everyone, and we're very excited to welcome you to our second webinar for this year. And in this webinar, we will be looking at the Smart Energy Management System, the SEMS portal. I am Olwat Sodor, Technical Service Engineer for East Africa. And with me in this webinar, I will be joined by Patrick. I'd like Patrick to introduce himself, and we can continue.
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to the Smart Energy Management System Training webinar. So happy to have you. Yeah, feel free to reach out with the Q&A that we'll engage in after the webinar, and yeah, the documentations and all the other related documents will be shared to you after the webinar presentation. So have a good training. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. As Patrick has mentioned, we are going through the SEMS portal, which is our monitoring portal. Just a quick go through in what we'll be going through. I will be introducing the company. That's the company portfolio. Then secondly, we will do the SEMS portal overview by Patrick, creating and managing an organization account, solar plant creation and monitoring, and also solar plant remote configuration. Just a few ground rules is that we will encourage you to use the Q&A tab on Zoom to ask any questions so that we can be able to answer them at the end on the Q&A. We will also be sharing the slides later. Also, we are improving what we do. And with that, we will be giving you a questionnaire at the end of this. Once you are able to fill the questionnaire and you've got in over 70%, we will be able to also send you a certificate showing that you did train with us and whatever knowledge was imparted was impactful to you. Therefore, starting on the company portfolio, first is the vision of GoodWe. GoodWe is driving the world's smart energy future. As you know that GoodWe is not just a solar or battery manufacturer, but we aim to have a full solution in terms of smart energy future. And our mission is to become the major driving force in the global energy transition. In terms of GoodWe moments, we have several, as you can see here. First is, of course, the company establishment. It was established in the year 2010. And throughout, we have had several milestones, which include several headquarters. One to mention is the one in Germany. We've also had various R&D centers being established. And also, we have been listed in the Shanghai Stock Exchange. Our office serving East Africa, which is based in Kenya, was started in the year 2024. In terms of GoodWe awards, we have quite a few. Just to mention, we have the Wood Mackenzie for the residential inverter supplier. We have two Vrayland, which is for quality. We have the EcoVadis, which deals with the ESG topics. We also have the Red Dot Design, and we also have the PV Magazine Awards. For our production capacity, GoodWe has a production capacity of 35 gigawatts in terms of solar inverter capacity and 2.1 gigawatt hours on battery capacity. In our global installations, up to the year June 2024, we've been able to do over 80 gigawatts in more than 100 countries. And this has been divided into energy storage, 6.2 gigawatts, 34.5 in the residential, 8.5 gigawatts in utility scale inverters, and 30.8 gigawatts in commercial and industrial inverters. In terms of our GoodWe product portfolio, it is divided into the various sectors, as you can see, with our residential inverters being between 700 watts to 30 kilowatts, Our C&I between 25 kilowatts to 125 kilowatts. Our utility scale inverters between 225 to 350. We have our energy storage inverters between 3 kilowatts to 100 kilowatts. We also have lithium batteries, both high and low voltage. We have EV chargers, heat pumps, and GoodWe integrated voltaics. And whatever we're going to the start of the day, the smart energy system. And this is our family photo, as you can see, very electric and batteries, VAPV, and also the EV chargers, all ranging between 700 watts to 350 kilowatts. And with that, I would like to hand over to our solutions engineer, Patrick, who will take us through our SEMS portal.
Okay, thank you, Elvis. Let me share my screen. So yes, so we'll be moving to the main topic at hand, which is actually to indulge you with a GoodWe smart energy management system. And first of all, I'll begin with the overview of what you should expect when you're interacting with the SEMS portal. So in a nutshell, the SEMS portal and the SEMS app will able to offer you a number of nuggets to take with in your solar plans. So the first overview or the first feature that you are expected to view or indulging in SEMS is the generation statistics. So factors on your generations in terms of daily, monthly, and yearly. Similarly, you'll view your installation capacities. You'll have an overview of the plants that are installed, which plants are working, okay, which plants are in the waiting states, which are offline, which one have faults or errors. You also have a breakdown on the environmental contribution in terms of CO2 reduction, trees planted, coal saved, and you get analyzed bar graph and pie chart data as well. There's also a comparison for the various plants in case you have more than one plant installed. There's a comparison for the various plants in terms of how much generations for each plant in that sense. And if you're using a SEMS Plus or your mobile app, you don't get to view all plants in one view. You just get to see 5 plants, the 5 top plants in one nutshell. But if you have more than 5, then you just have to search the plant name and you'll get the rest of the plants. Now, when the first view, when you're, let me say you're interacting with the SEMS portal or the SEMS Plus, this is the display that you'll be viewing in your phones. So the first thing is you'll be able to select which language that you want to use. We have a number of languages integrated with our SEMS app. Similarly, we have a demo plant. So in case you haven't yet installed any plant, GoodWe plant, then this demo plant is a chance for you to see, you get an overview of what a real plant will actually be displayed and what data you can get from it. Similarly, you can also get a chance to configure for your Wi-Fi's. And yeah, in case you already have a portal or an account, you get to log in with your email and password as well. Now, once you've logged in, you get to view all your plants. So your plants get listed. And for each plant, the plants are attached with the serial numbers and various emails that are linked to these particular plants. Now, in all the plants, you get to retrieve historical data. You get to retrieve, get to see real-time data. That is what's running, what's waiting, which plant is offline, which ones have errors. And similarly, in your plans list, you get to see which particular, let me say, installation plans, whether it's residentials, commercial and industrial plant, or even a utility scale plant. In terms of, more apart from that, you get to also see the size of the plants that is installed for the various plants you have listed. Now, in all this, the overview for SEMS is actually to give you a very user interactive portal. So for the first login, before logging in, you get to get an overview of a demo plant, which language you would like to choose. And if you have an account, then you can proceed to logging in. And once you've logged in, you have an overview of the plans that you've installed in terms of data, locations, environment, generation trends, and all. For the particular plans, in case you want to dive a bit deeper or just scrutinize a particular plant, then you get more data on it, how to manage the particular plant in terms of accessibilities and data. And for those particular plants, you also get to see which alarms are occurring and what the particular alarm details are and which possible troubleshooting methods can be used to solve these particular alarms. The same SEMS accounts, you get a chance to contact our services and get more tools and help notifications in terms of navigations. And personally, you have an option of changing your data in terms of passwords and the likes. And similarly, we have just to acknowledge on the legal and regulatory requirements for the different markets and all. We have that already embedded in our SEMS systems. And yes, you have an option to log out and still use the same SEMS app to log in the different accounts. So it is flexible in terms of usage. Now, in case you're logging in with a laptop, then the display is quite editable. So your main dashboard, you can get a dashboard to either choose in terms of multiple plants or singular plants. Now, in this sense, you get to see a geographical positions and similarly the number of plants that are located in different parts of in different locations in this sense. So more interactive features that are coming with the SEMS Plus is you can see if you're logging into the same particular plant, you get to see real-time data in terms of generation, in terms, if it's a hybrid, then you get your charge levels on the batteries, the location of the particular site, sizing, the date in which the plant was created, you get a weather forecast, and the number of devices linked to those particular plants. And for each device, you can select and get more details of the particular devices linked to this particular plant. All these are actually available remotely. Now, similarly for additional remote data, which can be obtained, we are able to get more data for the particular devices connected. For example, if you have inverters, you can get the power, the currents, the voltages, and other raw data generation from these particular devices. And front and center is the general outlay of the plants. Now, this outlay, you can display it in terms of daily or monthly, or in terms of contribution ratios, in terms of energy statistics, and you'll be able to view how your system is operating in a 24-hour basis. So all year round, 24-hour generation data can be obtained in this particular SEMS portal. Now, the nutshells, all the user experiences that we intend our users to exploit are, for example, monitoring. We get to provide you with data, remote data for the users, so you can get to grasp the energy outputs and the operating status of your various plants. Users can see the alarms and particular faults that are occurring in the various sites, real-time data. And similarly, for each alarms, we have the photo displays the various troubleshooting solutions to resolve the particular alarms. SEMS also comes with a remote control capability. Now, through the SEMS Plus app or the SEMS app, you are able to adjust a number of parameters just to improve your working cycles or your working operating conditions of your particular plants. Not all, but most of them to be sure. Now, you can get a system report in case you want to see how a system has been historically operating. You can download this data and you get it in Excel format. The interface is user-friendly. So we do have charts, graphs, bar graphs, curves, and the likes, just to give you an analyzed data on how your system has been operating. And in case you're using different languages, then our portal supports different language selection. So just by editing the language that you would like to use, you get your data displayed in your preferred language. Now, with the community interaction, which is actually a hot topic right now, users get to exchange experiences in how our SEMS portal So GoodWe actually provides this community interaction portal so that we enhance our portals to be better suited with our client needs. Now, with that overview of what you expect from SEMS, I'll take you through for the first steps in which is actually to create and how to manage an organization account. Now, what's an organization account? So in case you're starting an installation plans and you intend to do more of such installation plans, then you actually need an organization. Organization is a contact point between GoodWe and the client in terms of managing the particular device that actually links to the various plans being commissioned by our EPCs and installers, similarly end users. So to begin with, creating an organization plan is quite simple. It's quite easily applied. You can do it by yourself. Just 3 steps. Log into your, open your web browser. We have a link, the HTTPS, that's the link you're seeing here. You type that link to search, that will take you to the SEMS homepage portal. Then clicking on the register, it brings you another tab. And in the tab, you have a link that you just select on it. And at the same time, it follows you to another second link on which once you select that link, another tab will open in a web browser in which you will be filling all the organization details of the companies, that's all the particular company that will be installing the GoodWe devices and creating plans. So in this sense, all the plans, all the devices that you have created or you will create will be linked to this organization. Similarly, all your users as well will be linked to this organization. Now, the organization account comes with an organization code. Every organization account has a unique organization code. So all our devices will be linked to this organization code. So a simple way to get your organization code is that just reach out to once you've logged in your organization account, well, remember the default password once you created your organization account is GoodWe 2018. When you're logging in the first time, you'll be prompted to change your login password. Once you've done this, you re-log into your account and reaching out to the settings tab and click on my account, you'll get to view your organization code. So that is unique for all the organizations that we have. Now, similarly, there are chances or you have an option of creating a sub-organization. So your main organization code will be like the main administrator for another sub-organization within the same, let me say, hierarchy. So similarly, we just reach out to the SEMS, log in, go to the management section, and navigate to organizations, and you'll see the plus tab. Click on that. Now you'll be prompted to select the particular organization name. You get another organization code, which is still linked to the main organization account code. Yes, and invite particular email, submit it, and that particular email that you are inviting will also get an initial password, GoodWe 2018, which whenever the sub-organization tries to access for the first time, you get a prompt to reset your password in this sense. Now, as the organization grows bigger, the administrator of the organization account has a chance to also expand in terms of who has access and what level of access the particular, let me say, users will be getting. So, seeing at the same place on the management organization section, moving on to the account list, you have a chance to click on the Add tab, then type in the particular email that you'd like to invite, and the initial password is GoodWe 2018 as usual. And now the account role, this is where you choose what access levels the user you're inviting will be able to access. So we do have 3 access levels. We have the administrator, we have the technician, and we have the browser. So what are the levels of accessibility that we have? So you can see the administrator. Once you add the user as an administrator, the administrator has almost the top level management of the account. So virtually everything can be accessed and managed by the administrator. So the second level of accessibility is the technician. Basically, the technician is more on the interaction of the plant, storing data, and remote control of the plant. Similarly, in this sense, the technician can get to monitor the alarms, the message centers, that is how the alarms and the messaging is done. And our least access level will be the browser, which basically is just to view data that is being displayed. Only view data. These are the three levels, access level that our SEMS portal uh, uh, allows. Now, on a personal note, for each user account, there are various let me say, nuggets that each users can be able to edit. So in every account, SEMS account, on the settings, you get to edit. Every user is able to edit the date format and the likes, the currency to be used, the emails, passwords, the secondary accounts, and the likes. This can be edited by the users. And the legal information, similarly, this is actually displayed. This is just on the cybersecurity notes. And authorization management, we can also agree and disagree in terms of what the management is trying to view or send. And on the apps, you're able to jump. So what GoodWe has uniquely done is we've merged our two apps. We used to have SolarGo and SEMS apps on separate, let me say, downloading them separately. Now with the SEMS Plus, it gives you a bridge to move between two apps. So in case you'd like to move into SolarGo to, let me say, do some configurations on your inverter or particular inverters or batteries or the likes, then you have an option of switching from SEMS Plus to the SolarGo app. Similarly, your organization code, you can get your QR code for it. You can scan the QR code so that you get your particular organization code. And this is actually an app version, so it's for the mobile based. It's also able to connect to the internet and look for updates in terms of firmwares and any update records that GoodWe has released into the market. And similarly, you can log out of the existing account and relog in with a different account and still get to exploit the various uses that SEMS avails. Now, right after giving you an introduction of how to create an organization account and how to expand your organization account into sub-organizations and also invite different users, we move on to the next level, which actually entails you creating a plant and how you can monitor the particular plants that you've already created. Now, in-plant creation is quite simple. So it's more on it's wizard guided. So it's easy. It's easily configurable. So adding the plant is usually two ways. You go to the add tab, you either type in select the particular device you're adding. So various devices can be added into the GoodWe portal. Inverters, smart meters, data loggers, batteries, EV chargers, EMS, and microinverters. So for the batteries, it's strictly GoodWe batteries that can be added to a portal. And another way is just to scan the QR code of the particular device, and the device is automatically added. So the manual way is this is just a guide on what you will be expecting when adding a plant. You click on the plus sign. After clicking on the plus sign, you just have to fill in the particular plant name, the address, what's the plant, let me say, classification, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial, the capacity of the plant, the profit ratio. If you have a nice photo, then you can also add it here. It will be part of the profile of the plant. And the end users, the password, the initial password is actually GoodWe 2018. Now, you created the plans, the next thing is to add the particular devices that you would like to be included or linked to a particular plant. Now, on the add tab, you get to choose whether it's an inverter, battery, and the likes. Two options, you either scan the QR code that's on the left side of the device, then automatically the details are populated and the device can be added. Or you can manually type in the serial number and the check code, which is also on the sticker on the left side, on the nameplate of the particular devices involved. Now, after adding these devices, then after 5 minutes, the SEMS portal will start populating data from the particular devices added. So the SEMS portal actually populates data at 5-minute intervals. Our after sales team can access at higher interval levels. The GoodWe after sales team can access at 1-minute interval, but mark you, the SEMS will give you data at 5 minutes intervals. So once you've created your plant, you have to wait for 5 minutes so that you see the data populating on your portal. So in single plant management, there are various ways in which you can monitor and see how the plant is actually operating. So in the monitoring, you get to see how to monitor the data. So once you select a particular plant, you get to see the power and the energy flow. So we do have a flow chart to show you how the power is being distributed or being supplied and consumed within the particular plant. Similarly, you get to see the environmental contribution in terms of CO2 reductions, trees planted, coals that have been saved based on the power on the plant generation. Now, the power generation and income, this is just to give you on the metrics of how you are managing to save in terms of energy consumptions. And you also get to review the energy in terms of how much you consume from the grid, how much you're generating from PV and the likes. And if you have a third-party weather station connected to the SEMS portal, then yes, you get to see your performance ratios, you get to see your irradiance, the ambient temperature, and such kinds of weather data displayed on your SEMS portal. That's on a single plant management. Similarly, if you want to do more details on a single plant management, you'll be able to, in case you'd like to decommission or delete a plant, this is possible. In case you'd like to modify any particular information on certain plants and user informations, or even the photo of the plant itself, this is editable. And if you'd like to replace, once GoodWe has approved a replacement of our product in terms of warranty, then yes, the single plant management gets to record the history of replacement of these particular devices. And yes, configuration and monitoring of this information is quite achievable with our SEMS monitoring portal. Now, the management of our SEMS portal trickles down all the way to the device management. Now, for every device that has been linked to the GoodWe plant, you'll be able to display the current device data, let me say, like the serial numbers and the check codes, also the warranties or the warranty timeline of the particular devices. So all these are actually displayed in our SEMS portal. This data, it keeps changing. So for example, if you replace a particular serial number with a new device, then the data is automatically populated, and the GoodWe is also capable of tracking these particular devices that have been replaced on warranty. So that's how high level SEMS monitoring portal is in terms of tracking the particular devices linked to us online portal. Now, if you are troubleshooting the particular devices linked, then this is what you expect to view in our display portals. So not just raw data in Excel format, you can also see graphical data in our SEMS portal. So graphical data on the input sides, on the DC input sides, on the AC output sides, and the likes. You get to see more data on the inverters, for example, the temperatures, the working modes, the status, and all the likes, the communication, let me say, clarity of communication between the inverters and our servers and the likes. So the stability of communication and the level of operation for the device is actually key. You can troubleshoot this. Now, if you'd like more data to display more data, then this data can be extracted and you get to download or export it. You get to view it in terms of CSV files or Excel datasheets. So this is a way in which you can actually export the particular information that you viewed in graphical format. Just in simple terms, select the plant, choose the particular timelines, choose the dates and the likes, then generate your data. Then you get a preview on what you expect to download. For example, on your right, you get a bar graph on what's being downloaded. And in case you like what you see and you like to download this data, then you click on the export tab, and this data can be downloaded. Now, our data can be displayed in terms of daily, monthly, and yearly. Mark you the daily data report is only activated once the system has the capability of doing load monitor. That's when you get your daily data reports. And the data populated on SEMS, I'll repeat, it's actually on 5-minute intervals. And yeah, that's but for our after sales teams, we can view it at 1-minute interval. If you included a weather station, then yeah, it's possible to view your performance ratios. So you can view your performance ratio to see on how perfect your system has been working in terms of efficiencies and the likes. Plant alarms is usually a major topic. How healthy the plants are operating. The SEMS portal can display the real-time operation of the plant, similarly historically. So for the real time, you get to see what's the particular alarms that are happening, or even if your system is working smoothly, you get to see how smooth is your system working in terms of generations in respect to the weather conditions. Now, historically, you get to see which alarms are actually common or rampant in your plant, and you get to see an overview or an overall let me say, perspective on which alarms are very rampant in your particular in town, in case you're looking at it in terms of locality or in terms of the kind of installation, whether it's a ground mount, roof mount systems, which particular alarms are common particular systems being in question, that is. Now, the fault time, the alarm, when it happened, and if it was the alarm recovered by itself, all this data is populated on our SEMS portal. Now, see, that's what actually our next slide is talking about. The particular plant, the particular device, to all the way to the serial number, what time the alarms occurred, what times the alarms cleared, if they're reoccurring, how often they've been reoccurring, which kind of faults, and what's the possible way of troubleshooting or solving these particular alarms. Now, with this, I think up to now you get the sense that SEMS it's as an organization, the SEMS portal is scalable. The plants can be monitored, the device can be monitored, you can track replacement of the device, and more data can be downloaded in terms of real-time operation and historical operation. Now, what remains is actually to take you through how you can remotely configure a solar plant. Remotely configure in the sense that you've recreated your plant, it's running, but during the monitoring process, you get to note that there are certain parameters that are not finely tuned. Now, if you have such kind of a case, for probably, let's say, the most common is in the African market is the voltage or the frequency is a bit unstable. So you'd like to increase the bandwidth, let me say, the limits of operation of the inverter in terms of voltages or frequencies. Now, if that is happening, you'll get an alarm. Let's say the plant is having an over frequency or under frequency alarm, which is very rampant. Check the under frequency limits, over frequency limits. If it's within the inverter's operating, let me say, bandwidth, then that particular device can be adjusted to accommodate the fluctuations in either frequency or voltage. Similarly, you can switch on or switch off the inverter remotely. You can also change the particular safety setting, which is basically the DRI code. You can change the particular active power limits, power factor. You can adjust the insulation resistance, let me say testing level, and the like. So all these parameters can be edited remotely using our portal. So how to do that is access your SEMS account, the particular plant that's having the rampant grid-related parameters. If it's an over voltage, then yes, editable. Select the inverter, select configure, move on to the voltage limits, the parameters. You can change the grid codes, check the working mode of the inverter if it's hybrid. You can change the depth of discharge and the likes. You can activate the backup if it's a hybrid. So there are various access levels that you can obtain using the portal. But not all the settings can be accessed using most of the, let me say, 90% of these settings can be accessed using the SEMS account. The rest of the accounts, the rest of the parameters, you have to reach out to our after sales teams. We do have our online softwares available to our after sales teams to edit more parameters remotely. So yes, our plans can be reconfigured remotely. Similarly, if we have a battery we can update our firmwares remotely. So for our remote, it's basically the inverter or the particular devices, if online, then the app can automatically scan our servers to see any upgrades in terms of firmware. So the firmware upgrades can be done to GoodWe inverters and GoodWe batteries, that is. So all this can be done remotely. And in case you're looking into doing dynamic electricity pricing, then for example, the net metering, export limits, you can change this remotely just to suit your working or operating conditions for the various installations that you do. So those are some of the, let me say, that's the nutshell of what you expect with the SEMS portal and how easy it is to configure a system remotely. And yeah, just to ensure that your plans are working okay and that your investment is actually working up to standard. So that brings me to an end of the presentation. Okay, thank you for joining us in the SEMS portal. I think you've gotten an overview of what GoodWe is offering in terms, not just in product, but also in terms of service and support. You've seen how you can monitor your systems, how you can track your warranties, how to expand your organization in terms of access, downloading data and the likes, and the contribution of the plants in terms of the green energy movement. So yeah, I look forward for most of you to do the test questionnaire so we can certify you as GoodWe SEMS installers. And we'll also be scheduling a number of webinars, and we'll give you alerts on when and which topics that are actually to be discussed for our upcoming webinars. So thank you for joining us. Have a good day.